and we are Two Paper Girls. Today we're back with another Top 5 Wednesday, and this is a really good topic. It's the top 5 books that we want to reread.
We don't tend to reread books because obviously we have so much to read all the time with uni. If we want to read a fun book, we usually want to dive into a new one. But this video really makes us want to do some rereading, especially because it's been years since we read some of our favourites. So we're going to share those with you today.
Also, rereading's been on our mind recently because our friend Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing it's currently happening. When this video goes up, it will have finished. Her rereadathon, which she's hosting, which is really sweet, and I commented on her video like, I wish I could do this, here's the books that I would have read. But we've just been way too busy. November is busy with uni stuff. But if you want a rereadathon, then check that out because she'll probably run it again, and it seems like it was really fun.
Coming in at number 5 for me is The Gun series by Michael Grant. This probably would be higher if it wasn't a 6-book series or 5 book. I think it's 6, but I would really like to reread it one day. It would take a really long time though, because I wouldn't need to read them one after the other because I can remember what happens in the characters. But with the new book coming out, the 10 years later one, it would be nice to reread it and get back into the world. It's a shame the TV series has fallen through, but it would be really nice to jump back into this world and remember like where I was when I was reading it for the first time.
My number 5 might be a shock, but it's Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling, and it's either going to be a shock because you'll be like, wow, the lighting's changing a lot. Sorry, there's like a storm happening outside. This might be a shock because you'll either think, Laura, you read Harry Potter all the time, why do you want to reread it? Or, there's a leaf stuck to the window. It's stuck in the spider web.
It looks like it's dancing.
I don't know what's happening outside, but it's like raining and sunny and grey and it is horrible. You're probably thinking, Laura, you read Harry Potter all the time, you don't need to reread it. Or you're thinking, I don't know what else you'll be thinking. You'll be judging me and think like, oh, there's so many other books you want to reread. But I actually haven't reread Harry Potter for like 5 years. Not since BookTube. Not for ages. I think in the summer when I was like 16 or something, I reread the whole series one summer, and since then I think I've reread Prisoner of Azkaban, like because I wanted a taste of Harry Potter, and I've obviously reread the illustrated Philosopher's Stone, which was really nice. But I haven't done like a full read through for so long. I really want to reread Deathly Hallows because I've just had lots of like the end of things feelings, and I just need to reread it. But it is number 5 because before then I reread it lots, like every year, so I do know it really well. But I just really wish I could have the time to reread all 7 books.
Coming in at number 4 is On the Other Side by Garrett Fletcher. I read this under a month ago. It was the best book of the year. I just want to reread it straight again. I feel like I'm going to get more out of it every time. Everything's just so lovely. It's just started to rain. It's so dark. But anyway, this just gave me all the feels towards the end, and Laura finished it like a bit ago.
It broke my heart.
I'm talking about it and Carrie's when the paperback comes out. In fact, I'm probably going to reread it in February when I've got the paperback, and then read the bit at the end and just think of how cute the paperback looks. And it's just such a gorgeous read, and I just want to reread it straight away because it's not going to feel any different.
It's gone so dark. It looks like the apocalypse is happening outside.
It does.
My next one is a bit of a strange one that, again, I don't really mention. That's 0.4 and 1.4 by Mike Lancaster. This is like a sci-fi... Oh, it's raining. It's like this whole video is just going to be cut in by us going, the rain, go rain. Oh, I bet you can hear the rain. This is distracting, I'm sorry. Anyway, this sci-fi duology called 0.4 and 1.4 by Mike Lancaster, I read them years ago and I ate them up. Like, I finished them so quickly. It was such a clever way to tell a story. Like, someone discovered like a recording, like a voice recording tape of this crazy like alien thing happening, and it was just so exciting and I loved it so much, but I really can't remember much about it. It's at number 4 because I feel like I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much now because I've read more sci-fi and just generally might find it a bit like kiddie and underwhelming, but I want to reread it because I want to remind myself why I liked it, and hopefully it does like stand the test of time and I like it just as much as I did before.
Update is hailing. My number 3 is The Walking Dead Compendiums. I absolutely adore these graphic novels. What's so funny?
It's like, I need to reread Walking Dead. It's like, do you?
I do need to reread it. I want to reread it, and I also want to rewatch it. But I want to reread it because it will be less time. But also they are huge. But I've got 1, 2, and 3, and I love them very, very much. And it would just be lovely to read another graphic novel because I haven't got many at the minute to read. So it would be nice to do one of those.
My number 3 is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger because I always say this is like one of my favourite books, and I'm sure I've only read it once, maybe twice, but I think just once, and I loved it. It did like change my life. It was one of those kind of books where I read it at the right time. It was amazing. But I haven't reread it since. I'm always like, oh, I love Catcher in the Rye, and I'm like, well, do I? Do I really? Like, what if my opinions have changed? I think I will like it just as much and probably get even more out of it on a reread, which is why I want to, and it's very short as well. But it's very, like, dark and heavy going, so it's like, with uni, all my books I read, I want to read for fun. I don't really want to read really depressing, like, slow, classic-y books, but I definitely do want to give this a reread at some point because I want to see if I still like it as much.
My number 2 is The Last Family in England by Matt Haig, because I love Matt Haig and I love this book. I read it in the summer when I was on holiday and it was just beautiful. It was really heartbreaking, and I just feel like it would take me back to being the happiest ever on holiday, and that would just be great. And also, it's narrated by a dog.
When you said narrated by a dog, I just thought the audiobook. It says narrated. I was like, that's cool. And then I was like, wait. The audiobook isn't narrated by a dog. And number 2, again, is a bit of a random book I never talk about, and that is A History of Love by someone.
Johann Strauss?
Probably.
That rings a bell, but I don't know
The
if
cover
it is.
will be here, so you'll see the author, and I'll put it down below. But anyway, this is a book that a YouTuber me and Amy used to love called Cassie King used to talk about. I loved her, but then she kind of stopped doing videos because she got busy, fair enough. But she was like our favourite YouTuber at one point. We watched all her videos and she obsessed over this book. So we both read it, and I enjoyed it, but I cannot remember anything apart from like there's typewriters on the cover and there's like a Polish granddad, and it's all like love when people are old, and I think I would love it now, but I just was too young for it. It was too complicated. It was like proper like literary fiction. Just completely went over my head. So I need to reread it because I think I'd really, really like it now and appreciate it the way that she did, because she was like about our age in those videos, so she understood it and I didn't because I was like 14.
The book that I want to reread most is More Than This by Patrick Ness, because I go on and on about it at the minute. I really loved it and I just want to reread it. I can remember just what happens really clearly. Like after a while, after about a year, I always kind of forget plots, but I remember the guy's main name, I remember what happens, but it's also really gripping and I can't remember what happens in the end. So it's a brilliant like combination really there. So hopefully I'll get around to this in the Christmas holidays.
My number 1 book I most want to reread is Paper Towns by John Green. And again, like Harry Potter, you'd be like, Laura, you read that book all the time. No, I don't. I haven't read this book for a good 4 years at least, if not more. Wanted to reread it before the film, and it just, again, rereading always gets pushed back. But I remember I did just reread the first page and I just got such intense feels, and I need to reread it because it would just be, I get a lot more out of it at this different age, and it's just so nostalgic for me. Like, our channel name is because of this book. Like, it means so much, and I don't know why I haven't reread it. I've reread The Fault in Our Stars, I think, and I haven't reread this, and I don't know why. I did read it, again, it's like one of those ones where I reread it lots at the time, but I read it like 2 or 3 times, but I haven't read it for years, so I really, really should get around to it.
So those are all the books that we really want to reread. We'll probably go through our Goodreads or just have a brainwave when we go home, because Laura and I have got, well, Laura's got loads, and I've got like a couple on my shelf that I reckon I'd see and be like, oh, I want to reread it.
Yeah.
You just get like a feeling sometimes. But yeah, let us know down below any books you want to reread, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye.